chapter 4 on VT. We have actually finished the important basic one, and we are already on the top of the mountain of Abhidhamma. So we will walk around on the top of the mountain today, and we hope to finish this VT. Now we come to page 160. 160, Apana Javana Manodwara Viti. So Manodwara Viti, mind or cognitive process involving Apana Javana. So Apana means Jhana, Mega and Phala. Now if you look on the Viti chart, on our Chitya chart, the Javana Chaitas are Ku, Kari, Phala. Ku, Kari, Phala. So among the Mahakata, we have 9 Mahakusala Chaita and 9 Mahakriya Chaita. These are Apana Javana. And among the Lokuttara Chaita, we have the 4 Lokuttara Kusala Chaita, also known as the Mekka Chaita, and the 4 Lokuttara Vipaka Chaita, they also are known as Phala Chaita. So we shall begin with the first 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaita. So they are given near the bottom of page 160. 5 Rupa Vajra Apana Viti. Now, the Viti form here is quite similar to the Viti on page 155. So you please look at page 155. There we have Kama Javana, Manodwara Viti, mind or cognitive series for Kama Javana. Now, number 1 is for Ati Buddha, very clear sense object. Number 2 is we Buddha Ramana, clear presentation of sense object. And those Apana Viti, they resemble this number 2. In Apana Javana, we don't have Tada Lamana. We don't have Tada Lamana. Tada Lamana arises only in Ati. Ati Mahanda Ramana, and you can see on page 176. Just for a moment, please look at page 176. There we have the title, Procedure for Tada Lamana. Tada Lamana, here they say retention. We also call it registering. Occurs only in karma person. So karma persons mean the human beings and the deva, the celestial sense beings. They don't arise in Brahma. They don't arise in Brahma. And now when they are observing karma sense object, karma sense object, Kama sense objects comprise all the 28 forms of Rupa, and up to the Kama Chaita, Kama Vajra Chaita, Chaitasikas and the Rupa. They are known as Kama sense objects. And only when they enjoy with Kama Javana Dwara Viti. So that means for the Dharamana to arise, you need 3 conditions. It arises only in karma person. Only when they take the karma object. And only in karma javana vara viti. Not in apana. Not in apana. So we don't have apana in the we don't have the dhalamana in apana vara viti. So on page 51, 55, you just look at number 2. We Buddha Ramana. The sense presentation must be clear. We Buddha means clear. To have the jhana and metta, the sense must be clear. And here we have na dhamma 7 javana. Very short. Na dhamma and 7 javana. Now, I'd like to ask you the question. To develop the jhana, we have to meditate on a tranquility meditation. For example, the Attasina, not the Attis. Now, when you are looking with open eyes, and you reflect Patavi, 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 that is the initial state of meditation. So at that time, what would be your cognitive series? So it is a question and exam. It is a question and exam. When you are reflecting on the earth with open eyes, what would be your VT? What would be your VT? Remember, you are opening your eyes. That means the sense object is striking your eye door. So it would be the Chatudwara eye door. Eye door. And if the sense object is very clear or of great intensity, it would be Ati Mahanta. If it is not very great, you can say Mahanta Ramana. So this sense, this VT will arise. This virtue will arise when you are meditating with open eyes. So this cognitive arise, and the jhana chaita would be what? What would be the jhana chaita? So here we say the jhana is one of 29 karma jhana. Not because it is only the karma sense object. Not the earth is, it is rupa. So you have karma jhana. And which karma jhana will arise that time? You are meditating. So what will be the chaita? Mahakusala. So if you are meditating joyfully, so manasa sahagatam. Jnana sambayudam asankharika mahakusala chaita. That would be your jhana chaita. Now, we continue the meditation, we get the acquired sign. When you get the acquired sign, you close your eyes and you reflect on Patavi, Patavi, Patavi. So what would be the cognitive series at that stage? When you are reflecting with closed eyes, no longer idle process, no longer idle process, with closed eyes. So what are you looking at? Your object is the acquired sign. Acquired sign is concept. It is a concept, we say. The acquired sign, actually it does not exist. But it is fixed in our mind. So we see it. So it arises only in the mind door. And the VT would be this one. The page 155, number 2. Na dhamma 7 javana. Number 2. No the dhalamana. Because you are taking the concept, the acquired sign as the object. So again, what is the javana would be there? What javana would be there? Remember, you don't attain the jhana yet. You are just reflecting there. So if you are doing meditation, Mahakusala Chaita will arise again, the same thing. Somanasa Sagatam, Jnana Samyuktam, Mahakusala Chaita will be functioning as Javana. Now, with close eye, you continue your meditation, Patwi, 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 and the sign turns to the counter sign. It becomes clear and bright. So, with close eye, you reflect Patwi, Patwi. Actually, we extend the sign indefinitely, and we focus on that, and you reflect on Patwi, Patwi. So, what would be your cognitive series at that stage? What would be? Just try to make a guess. You don't have to pay anything. Just a guess. What would be better? Remember, you don't attain the jhana yet. No? And when you get the counter sign, we say you are in the excess jhana state. Now, excess jhana state, at the entrance of the jhana, not into the jhana yet. So the same Chaita. Somanasa Sagatam Mahakusala Jnana Samyuta Chaita, your cognitive process is the same as number 2. Now you continue meditating with close eye, Patwi, Patwi, Patwi. Then your mind remains fixed on that counter sign for 2 hours, 3 hours. Then we say you attain the jhana. No, you get into absorption now. So at that time, the jhana cognitive series will arise, as we mentioned on page 160. So you get the cognitive process near the bottom of page 160. Just below that 5 Rupa Vajra Apana Viti, we give you the cognitive series for Manda Panya. Manda means slow or down. Panya means wisdom. For slow wisdom persons, the cognitive series Nadama. So instead of Javana, you have Nadama Paunuko Ja. That Ja is the Jhana Chaita. The Ja is the Jhana Chaita. And the Paunuko, we also call them Javana Chaita, but they precede the Jhana. They are close to the Jhana. So we call them Upachara Samadhi Javana. Upachara means neighborhood. Neighborhood. Samadhi means concentration. Neighborhood concentration. Javana. Javana is impulsive chaita. And below that, for Tikha Panya. Tikha means for quick wisdom or bright wisdom people. So the cognitive series is similar, Nadama, but you eliminate Pa. Pa is not present. We have Unugo Ja. So that Jhana Chaita, when it first arises, it always arises just one. And after that you get Bhavinga. So as soon as Bhavinga arises, just like here, when you get Bhavinga, that means the cognitive series terminates. It terminates, it ends, it comes to an end. So it seems to like continue. Now, we can read what is written here. When the Patibhaga Namitta of Kasina. So, when this jhana arises, we are taking the counter sign, the counter sign of the Kasina. The counter sign in Pali is called Patibhaga Namitta. The Patibhaga Namitta, the counter sign of Kasina, appears at the mind door. The light continuum vibrates twice and becomes arrested. That refers to Nada, that is Bhovinga Chalana. No, here you see Bhovinga Chalana vibrating, and Bhovingu Pacheda, there should be you, no, you should know. Bhovingu Pacheda, arrested Bhovinga, Nada, the same thing. So that means after Nada, the Bhovinga stream is cut off. Then the cognitive series begins. For the 5 doors, you begin with Pancha. It is the mind door, so we have Ma, Mano, Dwara, Vachana, Nada, Ma. So we continue reading. Then Mano, Dwara, Vachana, Ma, adverts or directs the consciousness stream towards the Patibhaga Namita, observes and decides the sense object, whether it is good or bad. So you know Manodhara Vajana performs 2 functions, apprehending and deciding. Then one of the 2, Somanasa Sahagadam, Jnana Samyutam Mahagusala Chaita. So that means this number 1 Chaita. Somanasa Sahagadam, one of the 2 Somanasa. Of the 4, 2 are Somanasa, Jnana Samyutam, and the remaining 2 are Somanasa, Jnana Vipayutam. So you take the 2, Somanasa, Jnana Samyutam, one of the 2. Somanasa, Jnana Samyutam, Mahakusala Chaita performs the Upajara Samadhi Javana function. Upajara Samadhi, neighborhood concentration. It is the neighbor of jhana. So we call it Upajara Samadhi Javana function. 4 times in the persons of slow or down wisdom, Mandapanya, under the names of, now Pa means Parikama, preparation of jhana. It prepares so that jhana can arise. It makes the preparation for the jhana to arise. And U means upajara, proximity of jhana, or the neighborhood of jhana. It arises at the neighborhood of jhana. Nu means anuloma, adaptation or connection between prikama and jhana. So actually it acts as a ladder, as a bridge, so that you can go on to the jhana state. Between Prikama and jhana, it acts as a bridge, harmonizing the lower chaitas with the higher chaitas. And then we have that go. No, we pronounce it Gutrabu. Go, when you put T there, it becomes Gut. Gutrabu. The chaita that carves the Kama lineage to form the exalted or Mahakata lineage. Remember that Gutrabu. That Gutrabu is actually Somanasa Sagadam Jnana Samyutam Mahakusala chaita, performing as Gutrabu. So that Mahakusala chaita belongs to the Kama Vajra chaita. It's one of the Kama Vajra chaita. So up to this stage, only Kama chaita is arising in the meditator. So we say the meditator is in the Kama lineage. In the Kama lineage, because only Kama chaitas are arising in him. Now that Gutrabu serves as the borderline. Serves as the borderline. As soon as you pass Gutrabu, jhana chaita arises. So when you get the jhana, the first jhana would be the Rupa Vajra Kusala, the first jhana. Will arise just one. As soon as the jhana chaita arises, you are getting Mahakata chaita. Mahakata chaita means exalted chaita. So we say he is elevated to the exalted lineage or Mahakata lineage. So Buddha cuts the karma lineage to form the Mahakata lineage. Okay. We look at again, Buddha, the Chaita that cuts the karma lineage to form the exalted of Mahakata lineage. These four Chaitas are known as Upachara Samadhi Javana. In the case of a person of quick or bright wisdom, so we call Tikha Panya. Tikha Panya, quick or bright wisdom. Prikama is excluded, so you keep out Prikama. Immediately after Buddha, Rupa Vajra Kusala, first jhana, Chaita, arises just once as Apana Javana. Absorption Javana. After the dissolution of this first jhana Chaita, Bhavinga stream flows on as usual. So after the jhana you get Bhavinga. So Bhavinga stream will flow on as usual. So that means this person attains the first jhana. The first jhana arises just once. So when you develop it for the first time, it always arises just once. But after that, the show you attain the first jhana. You attain the first jhana, and you can redevelop this first jhana as often as you like. But when you want to redevelop it, you have to do the meditation on that counter sign again. So you focus on the counter sign, Pathui, Pathui, Pathui. So your concentration rises. When it comes to the first jhana stage, so this viti will arise again. You get the jhana. Remember, as soon as jhana arises, Bhavinga follows. When Bhavinga follows, Bhavinga Chaita is, for human being, is Maha Vipaka Chaita. Bhavinga Chaita is Maha Vipaka Chaita. So we get back to the karma lineage again. You come back to the karma lineage again. So whenever you develop the jhana, you have to cut the karma lineage to form the Mahakata lineage. So you always need not that Prikama, Upachara, Anuloma, Mudrabhu, and then only you get the jhana. So you get the first jhana now, okay? Now if you want to develop the second jhana, you have to practice this first jhana. So we say you gain mastery of this first jhana. You gain mastery. So when you are master of the first jhana, you can develop the jhana very quickly, whenever you like to. So in one instant, you can get into the first jhana. And you can remain in the jhana as much as you like. 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 3 days, up to 7 days if you practice well. So while you are in the jhana state, you are absorbed on that counter sign. And at that time, piti, sukha, joy, bliss, they are very strong. So enjoy great bliss and great sukha. So now, when you go to the second jhana, you have to do the meditation again. You have to focus on that counter sign. But in the second jhana, you have to omit vichaka. So when you reflect without vichaka. That is not applying your mind to the counter sign. You keep your mind fixed on that. So when it remains fixed for 2 hours, 3 hours, we say you attain the second jhana. The same cognitive process arises. The same thing. Instead of the first jhana, you just say second jhana. That's all. Now, you develop mastery on the second jhana. Then you go to the third jhana. This time, you omit vichaka, vichara. You omit the two. Keep your mind fixed on that counter sign, and when your mind remains fixed for 2 or 3 hours, you attain the third jhana. Only 3 jhana factors there. Now, after practicing to gain mastery, you go to the 4th jhana. This time you eliminate joy. So if you don't like the joy to arise, so it does not arise. So without joy, you have only sukha ekagata, and we call it the fourth jhana. No, we call it the fourth jhana. Now, when you go to the fifth jhana, you eliminate sukha. You don't enjoy the place anymore. No, you say, oh, this place is still something similar to the sense pleasure place. So without that, you can be, the mind can be more calm, more peaceful, with equanimity. So you eliminate bliss sukha, and instead of that, you have upekha, equanimity. Equanimity, ekagata, will arise. And we call that the fifth jhana. Now, when you come to the fifth jhana, it is upekha sahagata. You change bliss to upekha, that we call equanimity. So, the first four rupa vajra jhanas are somanasa sahagata. They contain sukha. Sukha is present mental feeling. So we call them somanasa sahagatam. In the fifth jhana, it is upekha sahagata. So when the jhana is upekha, the preceding upajara samadhi jhana must also be upekha. They must agree. The jhana and the previous jhana chitta, we call samadhi, upajara samadhi jhana. So you have to change to the upekha. And for that, you can look, you can read page 161 at the bottom, number 5. The fifth rupa vajra apana vichi arises just as in one, the same thing. The vichi form is the same. But instead of one of the two, somanasa sahagatam, jnana sambayutam, mahakusala chitta, instead of that, one of the two, upekha sahagatam, jnana sambayutam, mahakusala chitta, performs the upajara samadhi jhana function 4 or 3 times, and rupa vajra kusala fifth jhana chitta arises just once to function as apana jhana. So, alright? Should be? Should be. So in that way, we can develop the 5 rupa vajra jhana. Now, on the next title, on page 162, we have 4 arupa vajra apana vichi. That means after developing the 5 rupa vajra kusala jhana, you can also develop the 4 arupa vajra kusala jhana. Now, all these 4 arupa vajra kusala jhana, they are upekha sahagatam. They are given the negative sign. That means upekha sahagatam, just like the fifth jhana. So what we actually do is, after attaining the fifth jhana, you practice to gain mastery on that jhana. Then making it the base, you go higher to arupa jhana. But arupa means without rupa. So you have to reflect on the form of rupa. You take your body, and because of the body is present, you have many trouble, suffering, in connection with this body. So if the temperature is very hot, so you feel very hot and perspiring. When the temperature is very cold, you're trembling with coolness, and then you have cramp, pain, and then you have hunger, thirst, and you have to take food, and also the clothing and the dwelling place. So, and then you have diseases, many kinds of diseases, and aging, disease, and then finally already dead. So, because of this body, we have all this trouble. If there's no body, none of this trouble will arise. So much more peaceful. So you reflect on that way. Now after finding form in the rupa, you go on meditation again. Now this time, since you have developed the 5 rupa vajra jhana on the counter sign of kasina, since you can maintain this concentration, whenever you close your eyes, that counter sign will always appear. It is picked up in your mind, it remains fixed there. As soon as you recall it, they appear. But this time you are going to overlook or to neglect that counter sign. Don't look at the counter sign anymore. Because since you are going to get rid of rupa, this counter sign is connected with the art disk, with rupa. So you don't want to see it. We say when a man is afraid of snakes, he didn't want to see the rope that resembles a snake. The same thing. So you don't look at the counter sign. But the counter sign is there. How can you neglect it? Well, it's all right. If I am angry with Marian, so I just neglect her and I will talk to the person behind her, just neglecting her. So I can do that. So the same way you neglect it, don't pay attention to it. And pay attention, fix your attention on the space that would be exposed if this counter sign unfolded, we say. Unfolded means it disappears. When the counter sign, you have extended indefinitely, but the counter sign disappears, you have just empty space. So, you pay attention to empty space and you reflect akasa, akasa. Akasa means space. Akasa means space. So you reflect on. Now, when your attention is fixed on that akasa, your my attachment to that counter sign disappears. Because of that my attachment, this counter sign does not appear. Now when the my attachment disappears, the counter sign also disappears. So you see the empty space now. Continue your meditation. Space, 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 space. Then when you can remain fixed for 2-3 hours, we say you attain the jhana. That big akasa as the meditation subject, so we call it akasa nancha yarana jhana. So we explained that on page 162. So if you look at the cognitive series for arupa vajra jhana, the same as rupa vajra jhana, the same thing. So we read, these vichis are the same in form as rupa vajra apana vichis, but arupa vajra jhana are higher than rupa vajra jhana in the degree of concentration, tranquility and sublimity. One has to use the 5th jhana as the base to step higher to arupa vajra jhana, and also has to overcome on an object which is not associated with rupa. In practice, one has to develop the 5th jhana first by meditating on the Patibhaganamita, that is counter sign of kasina. Then he comes out of the aesthetic absorption. Aesthetic means very blissful absorption. Ignores the Patibhaganamita, so you ignore the counter sign, which is associated with rupa, kasina in this case. Concentrates on the infinite space, akasa, that exists beyond the Patibhaganamita, and meditates akasa, that means space. When the subtle attachment to the Patibhaganamita is eliminated, the nimitta disappears suddenly, unfolding or exposing in finite space. He meditates on akasa, and when the degree of cognition is high enough, the apana-viti will come into effect. So the apana-viti will arise as described by the symbol on the left-hand page. So we read, just as in Rupa Vajrajana, the same thing. Now, what is the object here? The infinite space. Remember, you have to mention the object you are taking. When the object of infinite space, that is akasa, appears at the mind door, the Govinda stream vibrates twice and becomes arrested. So again, you get a nada, Govinda chalana, vingupacheda. The mind door consciousness, that is manodvara vachana, observes the object and decides whether it's good or bad. So that is called the manodvara vachana, M or M, nada, ma or ma. Then one of the two upika sahagadam, jnana samyudam kusala cheta, functions as prikama, upajara, anuloma, and godrabu in a person of slow wisdom mandapanya, or as upajara, anuloma, and godrabu in a person of weak person, dikapanya. Then aganansa yadana kusala checha arises once as apana javana, and bhavinga cheta sink into life continuum. So the description is more or less the same. So you have the same Vijnadhamma, Pa-unugo ja. And remember, since the Arupavaya Janasa Upika Sahagadam, that Pa-unugo, the Upajara Samadhi Javana, must be also Upika. So we say one of the two, Upika Sahagadam, Jnana Samyudam Mahakusapita. They perform Upajara, Parikama, Upajara, Anuloma, and Godrabu function. That's all. Now, when you go to the second Arupa Jhana, you take the Akasananjayana Cheta as the meditation subject. So this time that Akasananjayana Cheta will appear in the mind. So you reflect just as before. The description will be the same. So below for number 2, we just read. In going up the ladder to the second Arupa Vajrajana, the meditator meditates on the Akasananjayana Kusala Cheta. So you are taking the Cheta. Now when the degree of concentration is high enough, the second Arupa Vajraviti will ensue, that means will appear. The subject that appears at the mind door is Akasananjayana Kusala Cheta, which causes the cognitive series of Bhavinga Chalana Vingupacheda, and then Manodvara Vachana, Parikama, you omit it for Tikapanya person, and then after that Upajara, Anuloma, Godrabu. So after Godrabu, you get the Jhana Cheta. The jhana in this case is Vijnananjayana Kusala Cheta. It arises just once as apana javana. Then like continuum flows on as usual. So instead of Akasananjayana jhana, this time you get Vijnananjayana Kusala Cheta. Now when you go to the third jhana, what do? You omit the Akasananjayana Kusala Cheta that you have been observing, you omit it. So you pay attention to nothingness. Nothingness. Natibo, natibo, natibo. So when you get to the jhana, what will be your jhana? The third one? We call Akechanya Yarana Kusala Cheta. That's alright? Or if you want to read, you can read again the same thing. The number 3, in the case of the third Arupa Vajrajana, the object that appears at the mind door is nothingness. which results from the omission of Akasa Nanja Yarana Kusala Cheta, the cognitive series of consciousness arises as before, terminating with Akincanya Yarana Kusala Cheta as Apana Javana. Now when you go up to the fourth Arupa Vajrajana, you take that Akincanya Yarana Cheta as the object of your meditation. No? And in this case, the jhana that arises, we call it Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Yarana Kusala Cheta. I hope you don't lose track. So the fourth jhana, Neva Sanya. Sanya means perception. No? Neva Sanya, perception neither exists, Na Sanya, no, does not exist. No, that's what is meant. And that fourth Arupa jhana is very, very fine and subtle. We don't even know that the Chaita is arising. So we may think there is no Chaita, but there is Chaita. So it is too subtle, you don't know it. So we call it Neva Sanya, Na Sanya, Yarana Kusala Chaita. Well, that's the way we develop the 9 Vajra jhana. It should be on Kasina meditation. Only in Kasina meditation we can go up to the 4 Arupa Vajra jhana. You have to meditate on Kasina to get all these 9 Kusala, not jhana chaita. So, if you want to develop, to have an experience on that, you should meditate at the Park Meditation Center. Because these are taught only in Park Meditation Center during this time. So, many people, they can develop. So at one time I visited the Pausiado, and a young man, just about 20, so he was reporting to the teacher what he observed. So I asked Pausiado, what are you teaching him? I'm teaching him Kasina. Well, usually you teach the mindfulness of breathing first, and only after Vipassana he used to teach this Kasina meditation. Well, this young man, he's very bright. He can develop the Rupa Vajra, the 4 Rupa Vajra Kusala Jhana very easily on meditation, on breathing. He wants to meditate on the Kasina, so I teach him. So actually, if you can develop the 4th jhana in Anapanasati, you can go on with Kasina meditation, 1 Kasina in 1 day. In 1 day, you can go up to all the 9 jhana, 10 days, 10 Kasina. And he was a Malaysian born. He was a Malaysian born. And a rich man's son. A rich man's son. So some people, they can develop very easily. Probably you and I, we have to struggle very hard to get to the jhana. No? So it depends on your past experience, we call parami. No? It depends very much on parami. And just last week, another young man again from Malaysia. No? And I was told he is the son of that twin tower owner. The twin tower owner. He becomes a monk. He becomes a monk. So he wants to meditate in Pa'al Center. So our friend here, Dora, so she assists him. Also to get to Myanmar, to get his brother to take him at the airport and send him to that Pa'al forest. So he's very happy to get there. So I hope he will also succeed. So if you severe, you are persevere on this meditation, you will succeed. So come and have an experience. So after you go to with all the 10 kasina, 9 jhana, you can go higher to Abhidhamma, supernormal power will come to that later on. Now, this is for non-arahat. In the case of arahat, they do the same meditation, the same way, they have to meditate in the same way. And when the chaitas arise, instead of kusala, it should be kriya. So they will develop the 5 rupa vajra, kusala, anupassana, kriya, jhana, and 4 arupa vajra, kriya, jhana. So they will develop that the same way. Now we go to the title near the bottom of page 164, Jhana Samapatti Viti. So we explain the word there. Samapatti means attainment. A person who has attained the Rupa Vajra first jhana may enter the aesthetic absorption. Aesthetic means great bliss, very blissful absorption corresponding to that jhana whenever he wishes. If he practices well, he may attain the aesthetic trance instantly and remain in the trance for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. up to 7 days. During this trance, the jhana chaita occurs repeatedly and spontaneously focusing the attention on the Patibhagana meter of kasina. So he will not hear any sound, nor know any other sense object during the trance. So here I use the word the trance, just to mention the person is in absorption. Actually, it is not like the trance like you get in hypnosis. No, in hypnosis, when you say we are in the trance, you do not know anything. No, your consciousness is not aware of anything. They say only your subconsciousness is alert. No, they say that is the way. It is not like that here. No, your mind is always clear and alert, not unconscious. It is conscious all the time, but it takes as its object only the kasina, countersign. So it knows only the countersign. Since it is absorbed in this countersign, that means the chaita and chaitasikas are united on this countersign. It is aware of only this countersign, not any other sense object. So you will not hear any sound. You may make big noise, doesn't matter, he doesn't hear. So for small disturbances, like even the mosquito biting, you may not know. He may not know. But some people, they go too far. They say, to test whether he is absorption, they burn with candlelight. Well, you burn some people, you get up, he's already alert there. Only he's fixed on there. If this burning, so he will come to here. So actually they should not test like that. So testing other people is not good. So you try to develop by yourself. Only then you are satisfied. So 2 university students from Mount University, they came to Seattle. They asked him, Seattle, when you develop concentration, you said you can see deities on the trees. Is that correct? Well, if I say that is correct, would you believe it? Since you don't believe it, then you come to us. And when I say yes, you can see, still you don't see it, and you don't believe it. So only seeing is believing. So you come here and you develop the concentration. You see yourself. So seeing is believing. So this testing and asking actually it amounts to nothing. You learn nothing from there. If you have any job, to try to test it. So we welcome you to test it. Well, everybody is welcome, so just come. Like in the power center, all the power center, we maintain the rule that we don't collect any money for food or for lodging. Everything is free. So we ask them, they are free to donate. Be a donor. So it's better to be than a receiver. If you just receive from others' donation, it's not good. So if you meditate, you try to you donate also. So donation is very important because it overcomes the greed and stinginess. We don't want to give, I don't need to give, I don't need to give. So we have to give. We have to give. So we think, we better make some merit. That merit will help you to attain the jhana. If you are too stingy to give, probably you can't get the jhana. It should be that way. Your mind should be clear. Should be free. So we are happy. Now we can maintain this meditation center. Like in park, the forest, we have about 500 monks during the rain retreat. The greatest numbers of monks in this center. Because our Pausado wants to encourage the monks to meditate this way. And it is the Buddha's way. So they can get enlightened. Only if you follow the right way and detail, you can become enlightened. You can become enlightened. So, if you want to find a meditation teacher, the Buddha gives you the advice. Yatha Buddham Jnanaya Sattha Priyeti Tapo. You should find a teacher who can show you to see the ultimate realities as they really are. Remember, the ultimate realities as they really are is the subject of vipassana. Vipassana means seeing things as they really are. So you have to see the ultimate realities that are the citta, the cetasika, and the rupa. So, to see that, you should develop your concentration to the right concentration. The Buddha said, you should develop the right concentration. Samma Samadhi, the right concentration. And he said in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, very definitely, the right concentration is the concentration associated with the four Rupa Vajra jhana. So, the Buddha likes to get the jhana concentration. Only those who cannot get the jhana concentration, they don't know how to develop it, so they can do vipassana with neighborhood concentration. That is upachara samadhi. That is the concentration close to the jhana. That is when you get the counter sign. So, if you meditation in any center, if you don't get the counter sign, you don't have the required concentration. So, at the counter sign, very bright and penetrative light will be radiated. With closed eye, you can see everything. That is one test. You can know by yourself whether it is the counter sign or not. Like in Anapanasati, the counter sign is like a star, evening star, or a bright ruby or pearl. And very clear and bright sign light must be radiated. With that, you can see everything with closed eyes. You can see penetratively into your body, you see all the internal organs. And you can see the same in other people's body. If you don't get that, you are not in the right concentration. You cannot go to Vipassana. Very clear, this is my experience also. So, very important to find the right teacher. Otherwise, you are just beating around the bush. Beating around the bush. Dancing around the edge. Just superficial things. Just superficial things. Never see any ultimate reality. You don't see any Chaita, any Cetasika, any Rupa. So how can you do the meditation of Vipassana? Well, you decide yourself. This can give you the right understanding. So, the most important thing we get from Abhidhamma is the right understanding. That is Samadhi, the first factor of the Eight Noble Paths, and the most important factor. You should have the right understanding how to do it, whether this road is correct or not. So if you're on the wrong road, well, you may be walking and walking the whole life. Well, only then when you know, it gets to nowhere, then it's too late for you. Too late for you. So it is a great miss, a great loss. So, try to find a good teacher. Okay. Now, we go on for that attainment. Now we are on page 165. We have to read the second paragraph. A person who attains all the Rupa Vajra and Arupa Vajra jhanas may enter the meditative absorption corresponding to any jhana. But he must enter the first jhana first. Then by eliminating vijaka, he enters the second jhana. Then by eliminating vichara, he enters the third jhana, and so on. So you have to climb the step from the bottom. You cannot jump up. You cannot jump up. So step by step. Now the jhana samapatti vichi runs as follows. So this is the cognitive series for jhana attainment. When you attain the jhana and you remain absorbed in the jhana, that is we call jhana attainment. You remain absorbed in the jhana for 1 day, 2 days, up to 7 days, without any food, water, so without any pain, discomfort. So living just in place, the greatest mundane place. So to be in the jhana, up to 7 days. So how about that? When you want to get like time out for relaxation, so the best way is the jhana attainment. No money has to be spent. So the most blissful and the most relaxation, the best relaxation. Okay, now you look at the cognitive series. For mandapanya, slow-witted person, nadama paunugocha. So before we stop there, but here, ja, many times. So that means, if you are in the jhana attainment for 1 hour, during that 1 hour, only that jhana chaita will keep arising one after another. No other jhana, no other chaita will arise at that time. That is the idea here. For Tikapanya, you just eliminate Prikama. That's all. Now we can read. For attainment of Rupa Vajra jhana. If you want to get into the jhana attainment of Rupa Vajra jhana, you have to meditate on the counter sign of Kasina again. You have to develop that jhana actually. Because before you attain, you develop it, you have no jhana. So only you have high concentration. So you have to develop again. So the Patibhaga nature of the Kasina appears at the mind door. So you take that counter sign as the object, causing the life continuum to vibrate twice and become arrested. That refers to Nada. Then Manodwara Vachana, now we call it mind or advancing consciousness, observe the counter sign, the Patibhagana meter, and decide whether it's good or bad. So that refers to Manodwara Vachana. Then one of the two Somanasa Sahagatam, Jnana Samyudam Mahakusala Cheta. So you should take Upika Sahagatam to enter the fifth jhana. So remember, if you enter the fifth jhana, so the preceding jhana should be Upika. For the first to fourth jhana, you can take the Somanasa Sahagatam Cheta. Okay? Now, take Upika Sahagatam to enter the fifth jhana, so that Mahakusala Cheta functions as Parikama. So you omit Parikama or take a Panya person, Upachara, Anuloma, and Gotrapu. Then Rupa Vajra Kusala first jhana, or second, third, fourth, or fifth jhana, whichever jhana that you develop. Also that jhana, Cheta, functions many times as Apana Javana. When the aesthetic absorption is over, Ovenga Cheta sinks into life continuum. So usually you can make a determination how long you want to remain in the jhana state. One day you might say, oh, now, from 9 p.m. I'll remain up to 6 a.m. in the morning. So you enter into the jhana. So you are in the jhana bliss for the whole night. And right at 6 a.m. you will wake up. You don't need any alarm clock. So you have the alarm already in your mind. So it wakes up. So you remain fresh, very fresh. Without sleep, you remain fresh. So, no, sleepy in the job, no. You're very fresh, very relaxed. So, if you have even some small pain or some illness, they will be cured. Well, very good. Okay. Now, for attainment of our Rupa Vajra jhana, you do the same thing. After you develop the fifth jhana, then you have to 100,000 births to remember many formations and dissolutions of worlds. There I was, such a name I had, and vanishing from there, I enter somewhere else into existence, and vanishing from there, I again reappear here. So, if you are a noble person and you can develop this supernormal power, they say you can see up to 1,000 world cycles, all your past existences in these 1,000 world cycles. So if you have that knowledge, you don't need to watch television anymore. Just watch your past existence. What are you doing? So that will be quite enjoyable, I think. Okay. Now the abhinya which is of the form Nadama Paunugo Be. That Be means abhinya. Supernormal power associated with the fifth jhana. So actually at that place the fifth Rupa Vajra jhana arises. In association with that supernormal knowledge. So the form of the Vicci is the same as you have found on page 160. On page 160 you have found there for developing Rupa Vajra jhana near the bottom. You can see there the Vicci form. Nadama Paunugo just one jhana cheta. The same thing now on page 166 or 167. That Vicci Nadama Paunugo Ja. So that instead of Ja, we use abhinya there. The supernormal power associated with the fifth jhana. jhana arising. Now, suppose a person who has attained the mundane supernormal power wants to become manifold, not to become many persons. He meditates on the Pathvi Kasina and develops the Rupa Vajra Kusala fifth jhana for a few moments. So before you practice that supernormal power, you have to develop the fifth Rupa Vajra jhana. You have to use this as the base. Now you develop it, you come out of it. You come out of the jhana. Now we continue. Then he comes out of the jhana absorption, and having arrested his life continuum, that means he comes out his life continuum, he makes a will. Let there be 1,000 identical but separate forms of myself. So that you can make not the wish or the determination or a will, whatever you want to create. So, if you want to create, say, 150 diamond ring for this 150 attendant. So you just make a will, let there be 1,000 diamond rings. So you can do that. So you can give one to each. That would be nice. Okay. Now, why he made the will? He has complete confidence because he has made his mind very, very powerful already. So you must believe it, to create it. And he has complete confidence in his will. The namitta form, that is the created form, appear in his mind eye. So what you want to create, you try to see those, what you want to create. So these created forms appear in your mind. That is your object of meditation. Appear in his mind though, causing the life continuum to vibrate twice and become arrested. That is nada. Bhavinga jalana, vingupacheda. Tamano dwara vachana, that is ma. Observe the individual forms and decide whether the visual object is good or bad. Then Mahakusala Chaita, then one of the two, Upekha Sakatanyana Samyuddha Mahakusala Chaita, functions as Parikama, Upachara, Anuloma and Gotsabu, that is Pa-U-Nu-Go. You have to take the Mahakusala Upekha Sagatam because the fifth jhana is Maha-Upekha. Then observing the 1,000 namitta form, the Rupa Vajra Kusala fifth jhana arises just once, functioning as Abhidhamma jhana. Now that means supernormal power is knowledge is accompanied with that jhana. Then Bhavinga Chaita follows up and the person comes out of the jhana. So after that Abhidhamma Chaita, so you get Bhavinga, he comes out of the jhana. As soon as Abhidhamma jhana occurs, the 1,000 namitta forms come into existence. Other mundane supernormal powers are brought about or brought into play in a similar way. So that is the way they practice the supernormal power. Now you have to practice to make your mind perfect and very powerful in order to exercise those supernormal powers. And these supernormal powers, they are mundane supernormal powers. And even before the Buddha appeared, at the time when no Buddha appeared, so there are some people who could develop such supernormal power. So, if you read the Buddha story, our Buddha story, before that Buddha, our Buddha was born, at that time, his father, King Suddosana, he revered a monk, we call it Kala Devila. Kala Devila. So, He is, we call it isi. So the monk. So he attained Abhidhamma, that Kala Devila, that hermit, you might call him hermit. So he used to come for lunch in the palace, and after taking lunch, he went to Abhidhamma to take rest there. So how nice. Do you have any place better than Abhidhamma? So you can go up to the celestial boat to take a rest there. Very nice if you get the Abhidhamma. So you have many places to go to take rest. But when the Buddha appeared, he showed the way how to develop this supernormal power. And many people, especially the monks, they attain this supernormal power. So all the Buddhas, the great disciples, the two Ekasavaka, the great disciple, and also Mahasavaka, the 80 great disciples, and also all other monks, they developed the supernormal power. When the Buddha said, okay, let's go to Abhidhamma, so all of them developed, they flew to Abhidhamma. They went together there. So you can go to any realm, up to the Brahma realm, you can go. So how nice to have an outing, holiday outing. No? So about 400 years after the Buddha passed away. Now remember, in the Sasana era, 326, King Asoka, he made the third Buddhist council. He held the third Buddhist council, and he sent his son and his daughter. His son and his daughter, both of them are arahats, to Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, they get the Buddha's teaching only that time. And very soon, the teachings of Buddha, we call Sasana, they become very, very distinct there. And many monks can develop this supernormal power, and they keep flying in the air. Sri Lanka is a small country. Only now they are about 15 million. So at that time they may be maybe less than that. But even at that time, when the housewife, when they say, oh, our paddy get wet, so they try to expose the paddy to the sun. But these monks were flying, and their shades fall on that, and the paddy could not get dry. So they complain, oh, these monks, they spend their time flying all the time. We cannot dry our paddy. So when King Dutta Gamani, the great Sri Lanka king, who erected Mahacheji, the great pagoda. So when he laid down the foundation, he invited monks from many Buddhist countries. So we have on record, that 60,000 monks from Ramanya. Ramanya is the lower Myanmar. We call Ramanya Desa, the Mon country at that time. And actually I belong to Imon, so I give my name Mem Tin Mon. My name is Mem Tin Mon. Mem means just Mister. So if you call me Dr. Mem, you just call me Dr. Mister. So you should call me Dr. Mon. Dr. Mon, it's easier, Dr. Mon. So 60,000 monks from this the Mon land, they flew to Sri Lanka. So you don't need aeroplane, silk air, no tickets. So you can just go flying there. So at that time, many people can develop this supernormal power. And at one time, even at that time of King Dutta Gamani, the Tamils, they are actually the southern Indians, who got to Sri Lanka. And then they fight against the king and they drove the king away. They conquer the land. So all the people, they deserted their homes and they ran because they will get killed if they were caught. So you have to take your babies and you have to run. And you can't carry much of your property. So food is important. So you may take your money and some rice and a cooking pot. That's all you can carry. You run for your life. So these people, they have difficulty even to cook a pot of rice. Even if they eat, they can eat rice with some salt. It's good enough for them. So it would be worse for the monks. When the monks went round for alms food, nobody to offer alms. So some people can offer some rice, very cold, leftover rice. So the monks, they get just that leftover cold rice. So a group of monks and novices, they took their meal near a stream. So they take the water from the stream, put into the water the rice, and they have to eat it. So one elder monk, he knew supernormal power. So he said, our monks were very poor. So I better convert this stream water into ghee, butter. So you just develop that 5th Rupa Vajrayana, let this water be ghee. So immediately it is ghee there. So he gives the notion for the novices to go and take, it is ghee. So they offer the monks, so they eat with ghee that day. So that day is alright. But the next day, you get the difficulty again. So the monks, they went round for food, they don't get any food. So 500 monks, they gathered at an elder monk's monastery. So they asked the elder, where could we get up for today? So that elder, he has supernormal, not divine eye. He looked all over Sri Lanka where people can donate to 500 monks, no place. So he tried to look at other places. He knew that only if they could go to Pataliputta, the kingdom of the Asoka. Pataliputta is the royal city. Only if they could go there, they would get the alms. So that means thousands of miles. Well, he told the bhikkhus, take your alms book. We shall go for alms collection. So he led all these 500 monks. They walked just about 1 hour, not more than that, maybe less than that. So the monks saw very wide streets, and tall buildings, and the housewife, they came down with with a large amount of food, and they offer these monks. So the monks said, they asked the elder, what is this city? They say, it is Pataliputta. Well, Pataliputta is very far from Sri Lanka. How could we come here in a short time? Well, some elder, they know how to shorten the distance. So, though it is long, you shorten it. So you can cut it in a short time. Well, not to come from Sri Lanka to India, we have to cross the channel by boat or by ship, and we haven't crossed that. Well, at one place, you actually step over a ditch. That is that channel. So the channel is converted into a ditch. So you can make the big things become small. Small things to become very big. You can do that. And you can make little very much. And very many very little. So some people, they are interested how tall the Buddha is. So they try to measure. However, the pole they take, the Buddha is always taller than that. You cannot measure actually. Well, that is a supernormal power. If you are interested. Now let's go to the next. The Mega Apana Vichi. So Mega actually means the path. The path. The Eightfold Noble Path. When you complete the path, that is, if you can develop the path successfully, you get the path wisdom. The path wisdom. So when we say Sotapatti Mega, so that is the Mega Chitta will arise. So that Mega Chitta will be accompanied with the path wisdom. So when you get the path wisdom, now the Vichi, we give below, in the middle there, page 168 near the bottom. So for Madda Panya, for slow wisdom person, Na Dhamma Pa Unugo Mega. So instead of Jhana, here we have Mega. Now that is the only difference. Now soon, that Mega Chitta will always arise just once. And soon after that, Phala Chitta will follow 2 times. You get Phala. So that is one attribute of the Dhamma. We call it Akaliko. Akaliko, Ehipasiko, Opanehiko. That Akaliko means without any time lapse. The Dhamma can bear result immediately without any time lapse. And this is displayed. As soon as you get Mega, you get Phala. So as soon as Phala Chitta arises, you become a noble person. A noble person. So to get to this Mega path wisdom, you have to undertake insight meditation. You have to do insight meditation. And you have already developed the jhana concentration. So you can penetrate into your body. So whenever we perform the vipassana, so remember, it is very, very systematic. And I have some outlines of my talk. In last Sunday, in Tisarana and Wat Ananda. So I talk on Buddhist meditation towards real happiness. So you can pick up, we received some there. You can see the procedure. So what is real happiness? Some people think sense pleasure is satisfactory happiness. That's not so. Sense pleasure is unwholesome happiness. It will lead you to hell. If you just satisfied with that, you cannot do that. So you have to develop the right concentration. Then you have to go into vipassana. Into vipassana. So when you get to the vipassana, so we have 7 stages of purifying the mind, very systematic. The first is purity of morality. You have to maintain your morality pure. And then the second stage, purity of the mind. The mind must be pure. So that means the mind is free from all the defilement. The defilements mean the immoral cetasika. Immoral cetasika, totally free. So only then the mind will radiate very bright penetrative light. Otherwise the mind will not radiate such bright light. Only sudden light, but not enough. Not enough. Only when you get at least to the access jhana or the jhana, then you have the right concentration. Then the third stage, we call it the purity of view. The third stage is the purity of view, to get rid of the wrong view. So the wrong view, they also hinder your wisdom. With the wrong view, you never get the right view when you are taking the wrong view. So the basic wrong view is the personality belief. Thinking, this body and mind, this person is I, real person, I really exist. you have to get rid of that. No, we call it the personality belief. So to get rid of that, you have to define or to discern all the ultimate realities that make up this body and mind. So that means you have to analyze this body into corporeal groups. Corporeal groups we call rupa kalapa, that are comparable to electrons, protons inside. And when you get that corporeal groups, you have to analyze it into ultimate reality, into Patavi, the element of solidity, into the element of liquidity, the fluidity, the element of fire, heat, the element of motion, wire. So that is materiality. You have to do that. If you cannot do that, no vipassana. No vipassana, just beating around the bush. And also you have to see your mind. So the cognitive series, as we have said, or in the sixth sense door, when sense objects arise, you should know this cognitive series arising. And you have to analyze each mind to get the cetasika, mental factors associated with them. Only you know what are the psychophysical phenomena arising in you every moment. So these are the things that are arising. You have to see them. Only then you get inside knowledge. Inside knowledge. If you cannot go into that inside, you will get only outside knowledge. So very, 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 very rational. So when you can characterize all the chitta, the cetasika, the rupas that make up your body and mind, we say you attain. Who got that outline? You can see, we call it nama rupa paricheda jnana. The knowledge that characterizes, that discern nama rupa, precisely. So at that time you are convinced there's no person. Because when you can look at the ultimate realities, nobody exists at that time. No person, only those chitta, cetasika, rupa, they are just form of energy, no form, no shape. So you can very convinced, no person and no soul. That atta, we call anatta, it's no soul, no self. So you are convinced no permanent entity that can be called a soul or an ego. So only you get that, you can get rid of that wrong view. That wrong view. So that is the first stage. Then you do, actually you have to find in the fourth stage, the causes that give rise to this citta, cetasika and rupa. If you do not know the causes that give rise to this nama rupa, so you may have the wrong view. Oh, they have no cause for their arising. They are just arising at random, you might say. So the wrong view of no cause. And you may also think, oh, it is the Almighty God who creates all this. So you have also the wrong view of the wrong cause. No, Abhidhamma we say. So some people say, oh, there's no past causes. So they also have the wrong view, deleting the past causes. And they say, after this existence, no new existence. So all the karma, the good karma, the bad karma you did do not bear result. So we call it nachika diti. So having the wrong view that the karma bears no result. So you have to clarify all this. And you have to verify the causal relations of dependent arising. So you just imagine in vipassana how big things you have to investigate. Only when you investigate you know all the causes that give rise to nama rupa. Then we say you are a junior Sotapanna. A junior Sotapanna. No, you can be guaranteed not to be reborn in the woeful state only for one existence. So you have to continue with Vipassana. No, so you can see this Nama Rupa arising and dissolving at that time. So they are not permanent, they reflect anicca, 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 anicca. So not taking the unsatisfactory nature, being tortured by this dissolution amounts to suffering. So dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. You have to see those arising and dissolving, not taking the phenomena of being tortured. So you reflect the dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. And then you take the nature of having no self, no I, no soul. You reflect anatta, anatta. That is, we are doing the vipassana. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you develop 10 vipassana knowledges. Then you get this which arises. Nadama, paunugo, mega, phala, phala. So you are successful. You are Ariya. Okay, we read. When one of the three characteristics of existence, that is anicca, dukkha, anatta, we call them three characteristics of existence, enters the avenue of the mind door, or you can just say enters the mind door, or appears in the mind door, of a putuchana. A putuchana means worldly, or one who is bound by all 10 fetters, or who is full of defilement. So, like all of us, we are putuchana. We are just worldly. Now, the life continuum vibrates twice and becomes arrested. There's naka. Then, observing and considering the characteristics of existence, mano dwara vachana, ma, arises once, just as before. Then one of the four jnana sambayutta, mahakusala chaita, observing the characteristics of existence, functions 3 times as prikama, upachara, anuloma. And then, observing nibbana, functions once more as buddhabhu. So again here, we have one of the Kusala Jnana Sambayutta Chaita functioning this whole function. So here you don't have to differentiate this Mahakusala Chaita as Somanasa or Upekha, because the Mega Chaita and Phala Chaita can be either Somanasa or Upekha. So you don't have to differentiate. So we say one of the four Jnana Samyutta Mahakusala Chaita functions as Parikama, Upachara, Anuloma. So that first three, they take the characteristic sign as their object. Remember up to here, one of the characteristic sign is appearing in our mind door. We are not looking at that. Anicca, 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 you are reflecting. Or you take it as dukkha, 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 you are reflecting. So that is your meditation object at that time. Now, Buddhabhu, the fourth one, Buddhabhu does not take that characteristic sign. It takes nibbana. So remember, Buddhabhu is Mahakusala Jnana Samyutta Chaita. And it sees no nibbana. So we say, you can read it again. So we can read from the second line on page 169. Then one of the four jnana samyutta mahakusala chaita, observing the characteristics of existence, so they take that characteristic sign as the object. Functions 3 times as prikama, upachara, and anuloma. And then observing nibbana, so functions once more as buddhabhu. That means buddhabhu takes nibbana as the sign. Then Sodapati Mekka Javana arises once, observing nibbana. Then without any lapse in time, The fruition of Mecca, that is Sotapatti Phala Chaita, functions twice as Apana Javana. Then Bhavika Chaita sinks into life continuum, and the person becomes out of the Mecca Vichi. If the person is Tikhanyana, that is the quick-witted person, Prikama is omitted, and Phala Javana occurs 3 times. So, in the Vichi on the left, on page 168, you can see for Tikhapanya, the Vichi form is Nadama, we eliminate Prikama, and then we get Upachara, Anuloma, Gudrabu, and Mega, followed by 3 Phala, not 3 times. And then Benga, that means it dominates the cognitive series. Now we read on page 169, the note. In the above Mega Vichi, Parikama, Upachara, Anuloma, and Gudrabu signify the following things. Prikama, preparation of Mecca. So in the case of jhana, we say it is preparation of jhana. Here it prepares Mecca to arrive. And then upachara, proximity of Mecca. That means it arises near the Mecca. Anuloma, adaptation or connection. It harmonizes the lower chaitas with the upper chaitas. And then Gudrabu, the chaita that casts the Puttujana lineage to form the Arya lineage. Arya means holy person. So this Gudrabu, it sees Nibbana, we say. And this Gudrabu is Mahakusala Jnana Samyukta Chaita. It belongs to the Kama Vajra Chaita. So we say up to that time when Gudrabu arises, this person is in the Kama lineage, and he is a Puttujana, evolving. He is still evolving, up to Gudrabu, he is evolving. As soon as Gudrabu dissolves, Mecca arises, he becomes a noble person. So we say Gudrabu is the chaita that cuts the Puttujana lineage to form the Arya lineage. So he becomes Arya. Now when a person becomes Arya, he will never be converted back to worldling again. So you have to cut the Puttujana lineage just one, not just this one. So after that he becomes a stream winner. He will remain stream winner even if he is reborn again and again in the future. Still stream winner. Stream winner. So you don't have to cut the lineage anymore. Now after that, once a person becomes an Arya, he is never reverted back to a Puttujana again. Thus, Gudrabu has to cut the Puttujana lineage only once. So in later Mecca and Phala Vichi, cognitive series, we use Vo means Vodhana, meaning purification, is inserted in place of Gudrabu. So only in the first Mecca cognitive series, you use Gudrabu. In the higher Mecca, you have to change Gudrabu into Vodhana, meaning purification. So when you go to number 2, now this person has already become a stream winner. Now he undertakes Vipassana meditation again. So he developed the 10 stages of insight knowledge. Then the second part wisdom will arise. So the same Vichi will arise. Now we read number 2. To realize the second Mecca and Phala, the Sotapanna or Sotapan, in Yama we just call Sotapan, stream winner, who has realized the first Mecca and Phala, has to meditate on the 3 characteristics of existence again. When the second mega viti arises, it runs as above, the same thing. The only changes, not necessary, are Vodana in place of Buddhabu, Sakadagami mega in place of Sotapatti mega, and Sakadagami phala in place of Sotapatti phala. So you are getting the second mega. There is Sotapatti mega and Sakadagami mega and Sakadagami phala. So you become a once returner. Now once returner means this person will be reborn in the sense sphere. In the sense sphere means either in human abode or in the Deva abode, just one. Not just one. And after that, if he is reborn as a once returner, he will be reborn in the Brahma realm, no longer in the sense sphere. Okay, we go to number 3. If the Sakadagam, that is the once returner undertakes insight meditation further, he may develop the third mega viti, which runs as the second mega viti again. You just change Sakadagami into Anagami. The person now becomes an Anagami or Anagam, a non-returner. That is, he will not be reborn in the karma abodes again. So he will be reborn only in the Brahma realm. This one non-returner. Now number 4, if the Anagam undertakes insight meditation further, he may develop the fourth mega viti. This viti again runs as before. Just change Anagami into Arahata. The person now becomes an Arahat. So for the Arahat, sometimes we use this spelling, and sometimes we use Arahant, Arahat. We use two ways. And later on I prefer the Arahant now, H-A-N-T, the perfect one. So in that way you can develop the 4 stages of path wisdom and fruition wisdom. So when you become an Arahat, a perfect one, so we say you completed your meditation. No more meditation you need to undertake. So when you become an Arahat, all the defilement, Lobha, Dosa, Moha, totally eliminated. So he is totally pure, so we call him the perfect one. And he can enjoy peace and happiness forever. He may have bodily pain, but never mental pain. Never mental pain, just live happily. So again, it's a good chance to test yourself to become an Arahat. Now, we have 4 types of noble persons. So what are they? We call them the stream winner, Sotapanna, and once returner, Sakadagami, the same thing with the name, and then no returner, Anagami, and Arahat. We have 4 types of the noble person. Each type can enjoy the fruition of the path. That is, we call the fruition chaita. Like when you attain the jhana, you can enjoy the jhana by entering the jhana attainment. The same thing, since you attain this fruition, you can develop this fruition whenever you like to enjoy the unique peace of Nibbana. So we give you below Phala Samapatti Viti, Jhana Samapatti, Phala Samapatti. So there are 4 noble individuals. Ariya Pogala, the same winner, Sotapanna, the one returner, Skadagami, the non-returner, Anagami, and perfect one, Arahat. Each noble individual may enter the aesthetic absorption corresponding to the fruition of the path he has attained. By doing so, he is enjoying the peace of Nibbana, and during this absorption, Phala Samapatti Vichi occurs as follows. So, Mandapanya, for slow-witted person, Nadama, Pa'unu. So you have to use Vodhana, not Godrapu. Vodhana and Phala Chaita many times. When you enjoy the jhana attainment, jhana chaita arises many times. The same thing, fruition chaita arises many times. Now, the mega will never arise again. The mega, they always arise just one. Now, why they arises, they eliminate not the defilement that they can eliminate. They finish their work, so they do not need to arise again. Now, for page 171, for Tikha Panya person, you just omit Prikama, that's all. Now, how do you enjoy this fruition attainment? That means you have to do the Vipassana again. So, why you are not enjoying any fruition? You are just like ordinary person, you have only Kama Vajra Chaita arising in you. Just normal Chaita will be arising. Now if you want to enjoy the fruition, so you develop the concentration. So if you use the fourth jhana concentration, you develop it. You come out of it, and then you look on the ultimate mentality and the physical particle arising and dissolving. So you reflect on the characteristic mark again. Anicca, Nicca, Nicca, Dukkha, 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 Anatta, Anatta, Anatta. So while you are developing that, the inside knowledge will arise again. And then you get into the fruition. So this viti arises. In this case, this fruition chaita, phala, will arise as long as you determine to remain in fruition. 1 hour, 2 hours, again up to 7 days. The same thing as in jhana. They don't go more than 7 days. It's not wise to go further than that. Otherwise, you use up your body too much. So now without food and water, you better go only up to 7 days, so you can recover without any damage. So if you go further than that, there may be some damage. So you come up to 7 days, enjoying Nibbana bliss. So we don't need to read that. You can read by yourself and you can understand. So we finish with all the jhana and also the jhana attainment and supernormal power. And now we also undertaken meditation to become even to the arahant. So great achievement for today. I think we should stop today now. So, okay, we pay respect to the Buddha and we share metta. Imaya Dhammadu Dhamma Patipatiya Buddham Pujemi. Imaya Dhammadu Dhamma Patipatiya Dhammam Pujemi. Imaya Dhammadu Dhamma Patipatiya Sangham Pujemi. With our holy practice, which is in accord with the 9 supramundane Dhamma, we pay obeisance to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Idam me punyam asvetaya vaham. Or to may these merits of mine lead me to the extinction of all defilements. Idam me punyam nibbanasa pacayo hotu. May these merits of mine be conducive to my attainment of Nibbana. idam no punya pagam sabba sabdanam dema idam no punya pagam sabba sabdanam dema idam no punya pagam sabba sabdanam dema. We share our merits with all sentient beings. May all sentient beings obtain the share of our merits and be well and happy always. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So just 2 more days. We have only 2 more days.
Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, part 1 of this course will end this Wednesday, the 10th of May. On Thursday, that is the 11th of May, Aunty Siaro of Sheragon Society Singapore would like to invite all of you for a class gathering come Thanksgiving for Dr. Min. This is at Sheragon Society Singapore from 7 p.m. onwards. Light refreshments will be served. On Vesak Day, Dr. Min will deliver a Dhamma talk titled Abhidhamma Perspective of Living and Dying, time from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, now part 2 of the course. Now part 2 of the course will be from 21st October to 28th October, over a period of 8 days. Now, three days are the weekends. That means 2 Saturdays and a Sunday. For Saturday and Sunday, class will start from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. For the weekdays, Monday to Friday, lessons start from 7 p.m.